Travis Wingoods all. Church news time, but there is no church news. The church is doing stuff about Mormons, what Mormons are doing in the church. And there's no need for a church if that's all you're going to do is talk about what Mormons do. And Mormons especially don't need to pay the church to do what they're doing. And so, yeah, it's just, Mormons are extremists. And so my Mormon extremism video I did the other day has an extreme amount of thumbs down. Mormons are incapable of responding correctly. So much for Governor Cox's new program. You're behaving exactly like your ancestors did in 1838. So, Bruce Willis joke for you. I said it at the end of the video I did this morning, but I'm sure very few of you got to the end of that video. In Moonlighting, he is telling Maddie a joke. And so the joke goes something a little like this. I don't quote, so bear with me. A guy walks into a bar, and he's hit on by 4 women. And he then tells the 4 women, hey, I'm an old-fashioned guy. One of you will have to leave. Bruce Willis and his polygamy jokes. Hilarious. So, when somebody asks you, Mormons, why are you in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints with the founder who's a child rapist, what's the appropriate response? You have no clue, do you? You never bothered to study to find out what was going on. You just trust the church and don't care. Or maybe you say, yeah, so I'm going to be practicing child bride polygamy in the coming days. Have any daughters for me? That's the inappropriate response. You can get your ass kicked. So Expo Nevermos have been misinformed, just as Mormons have been misinformed. It is this church only that claims Joseph Smith was a polygamist, a rapist, and a child pedophile. And nobody's smart enough to catch on to that. I was hoping this was going to be easier to figure out. Oh, they included singular with not supposed to do singular. Crap. Okay. I don't have the references of all 6 in the Book of Mormon that condemn polygamy. I was hoping that the program would know better, and it doesn't. I did do it right? Yeah. Oh, God. So, think the first time is in Jacob. I don't think it's in 2nd Nephi. Oh, yep, Jacob 1. So, Book of Mormon is the keystone of our religion. If you're going to claim to be Mormon, if you're going to claim Joseph Smith as our founder, the Book of Mormon is the keystone scripture, which means the doctrines of this religion are to be found in the Book of Mormon. That anything that goes contrary to the Book of Mormon is not legitimate, not authorized. Mormons are not to follow or listen to it. If it violates the Book of Mormon, do we need to go over oaks and authority again? And so, in case you didn't know, because you're new and you don't follow me, I was threatened, extorted, in order to stay in the church by my bishop. He had learned that I had posted a video on this channel, which is now over 3.9K videos. Adam fell. And the bishop told me to take it down. Bishop, not YouTube, bishop. He said it went against the prophets. Really? Book of Mormon goes against the prophets, does it? Who has higher authority, the keystone or a current prophet? Who has no authority to succeed from Joseph Smith? Yep. And he says, why do you bother coming to church? Pull down that video. Burn the Book of Mormon if you want to stay Mormon. So, I'm out. And so, the church has never learned. And it's because they're evil that they don't learn it. All they had to do was leave me alone. This whole time, just leave me alone. Back off, stay away, don't do it. No touchy. They can't, because they're evil. Because exposing Joseph Smith as a translator is a direct threat to the authority of this church. And so, to protect their authority, I have to be silenced and murdered. So that's what they've been doing all these years. And so, as you can see, I didn't cave like other Mormons have to maintain grace in the eyes of the church. See, for me, if the Book of Mormon is true and Joseph Smith is true, I'm going to be loyal to them. Because I know they're true, because I produced the results of the Word, rather than having a feeling that the seed is true. Oh, it's such a pretty seed, so tiny, so fragile, so true. Seed is not fruit. If all you have is seed, you don't have fruit. You have to produce the fruit. And so, the Word is just a seed. We will liken the Word unto a seed, or seed unto a word. Alma chapter 32, starting in verse 28. And Matthew 7, isn't it? By their fruits ye shall know false prophets. Ta-da! Book of Mormon. Adam fell. From the Egyptian documents, because the Book of Mormon is pre-Babylonian captivity Jewish Egyptian. So we should expect to find Egyptian documents talking about Adam falling. Ta-da! Hey, I found it. Thus did my video. So I know the truth. It's not a belief, it's not a feeling, it's not an opinion. So the bishop, who's threatening me to be loyal to the prophets rather than the Book of Mormon, yeah, that was easy breezy cover girl thing. Okay? And so same with learning about polygamy. Book of Mormon is true or it's not. Are you going to believe section 132 that violates the Book of Mormon 6 times? Or are you going to acknowledge that the Book of Mormon is the keystone? But Joseph, did he? Did you bother to go to the Joseph Smith papers? Or are you just listening to other people getting angry? Or Mormons drooling so that they can have your child as a bride in their harems in the coming days? Marvelous power of Jesus. It's going to make it all happen. And that's part of why you got conned, is because you think Christianity is true. Oops. Pre-Babylonian captivity Jewish Egyptians, not Christians. You got punked by Christianity, and Brigham Young exploited that against you. So, Jacob 1:15. And now it came to pass that the people of Nephi, under the reign of the second king, began to grow hard in their hearts, and indulged themselves somewhat in the wicked practices, such as like unto David of old. Wait a minute. But section 132 says they were approved. Desiring many wives and concubines, and also Solomon his son. And Brigham Young wrote section 132. It was not Joseph. It's called a forged document. Should have known that when Mark Hoffman came around. And so there's one. Should I write these down and put them in the book that I've retired in the box? Jacob chapter 2 is actually Jacob talking about it. We will count that as just one. Behold, David and Solomon truly had many wives and concubines, which thing was abominable before me, saith the Lord. And a clear contrast with section 132. You have, save it be, one wife, and concubines he shall have none. Okay. So he's still going off on it in Jacob chapter 3. Okay. Not Mosiah 2. Mosiah 9. Therefore I contended with my brethren in the wilderness, for I would that our rulers should make a treaty with them. But he, being an austere and bloodthirsty man, commanded that I should be slain. But I was rescued by the shedding of much blood. For father fought against father, and brother against brother, until the great number of our army was destroyed in the wilderness. So this is what you got to expect in the coming days for the election. The national divorce, 3 Nephi chapter 7. And we returned, those of us that were spared, to the land of Zarahemla, to relate that tale to their wives and their children. So it's not likely to be plural wives there. Is consisting of his wife and his sons and his daughters and their sons and their daughters. I found it. Here we go. King Noah, Mosiah 11. And he had many wives and concubines, causes people to commit sin, and do that which was abominable in the sight of the Lord. Number 2, King Noah. And yeah, I guess we can count this. Mosiah, chapter 13, Abinadi, quoting the Ten Commandments of the post-Babylonian Semitic Jews. The pre-Babylonian captivity Jewish Egyptians did not have a Sabbath day. Why? Because Babylon created it. And so it gives you a linguistic tell of when the particular scriptures were written. So, wait a minute, what's it doing in the Book of Mormon? You're welcome, Expo Nevermose. Nobody ever thanks me. This is an anachronism. It shouldn't be in the Book of Mormon if it's literal history. And you're not using it against Mormons, those Mormon apologists. And so there's 3. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. No polygamy. The law of Moses, the 10 Commandments, no polygamy. Take that, all of you who claim the Bible is teaching polygamy. Mosiah 19, yeah, the destruction comes and they've got multiple wives to rescue along with the children from each of those wives as they're fleeing before the Lamanites who came in to destroy them. And the priests of King Noah didn't dare go back to their wives. Because they're in big trouble. I think I'm in trouble. Here we go. Theme song in the description below. Is that Lindsay Buckingham? Behold, we followed the camp of the Amalekites, and to our great astonishment in the land of Minion. They stole it from the Book of Mormon. I understand there's a new Minions movie out. Above the land of Zarahemla, in the course of the land of Nephi, we saw a numerous host of the Lamanites. Behold, the Amalekites have joined them, and they are upon our brethren in that land, and they are fleeing before them with their flocks, and their wives, and their children, and our wives and our children be slain. And still could be a... I'll count it. So we're still at 3, right? There's Alma and Amulek watching the women and children getting burned. We missed Amulek. Amulek also talks about temperature gets hotter and stuffier in this room, and there's a space of temperature in between when the air conditioning turns on. I'm having difficulty breathing, allergies pick up. Yeah, so you at least get the point, even though this program sucks, not to be able to distinguish. Because in other things, it doesn't. It does distinguish, and it leaves out what I'm looking for. And just, whoever did this program sucks. And Amalickiah sought the favor of the queen and took her unto him to wife, and thus by his fraud. So yeah, there's a stealing of a wife. Doesn't indicate polygamy though. Tricking women into sleeping with them. So let's look up the Amulek one, because I don't know too many people that know about that one. Alrighty. So he meets Alma because he was told by an angel that Alma was coming. And it's when he's talking to the first group of people. We need to get out of Alma 8. Land of Ammonihah. Many of these are additions from the Bible or from Charles Anthon's published book. Oh, here we go. Alma chapter 10. The people of Ammonihah. Okay. So he gives his genealogy. He's Messiah ben Joseph, preparing the way for Alma, who's Messiah ben David. Jewish, remember? Not Christian. And behold, I am also a man of no small reputation among all those who know me. Yea, and behold, I have many kindreds and friends, and I have also acquired much riches by the hand of my industry. Nevertheless, after all this, I never have known much of the ways of the Lord and his mysteries and his marvelous power. I did harden my heart, for I was called many times, and I would not hear. Put a thumbs down on his videos. I was an extremist. Therefore, I knew concerning these things, yet I would not know. I pretended to be stupid. Therefore I went on rebelling against God in the wickedness of my heart, even until the 24th of July of a month. 4th, not 24th, which is the 10th year of the reign of the judges. Where was it? It should be here. I don't want to have to keep reading. Everybody's bored. They're leaving. As I journeyed to see a very near kindred, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared unto me and said, Amulek, return to thine house, for thou shalt feed a prophet of the Lord, yea, a holy man, who is a chosen man of God. Yeah, we got the idea. For he has fasted many days, 40 days, 40 nights, because of the sins of this people. And he is an hungered, and blah, blah, blah. I came to, I saw, obeyed the voice of the Lord, and I was going thither. And I was a holy man. And he said, an angel manifest unto me, for my house. See, he had to actually appear in order for the word to be judged as true or false. Not just a spiritual feeling. Angels among us. Seriously? So now he's doing battle with the lawyers. Oh, buddy. I'm sure it was in there. Many kindreds, many friends, many riches, and lives of the people. How many times we're not here? 24th of July. Yeah, well, not there either. Weird. Okay, so the Mormons were angry with him, trying to find fault with him, to accuse Amulek and Alma, Zeezrom. Wonder if it was way back in the beginning and I just didn't do a deep enough search into it. Child of hell. Save the people in their sins. Let the people sin. That's the translation of Jesus. Did you miss that conference where Nelson told you? Let people sin. You are in bondage to Jesus. Yeah, I'm not finding it. So yeah, I should have done the search first to find the 6 and then had it all set up for you. But I didn't. I'm just trying to talk to you, trying to speak with you as one man speaketh to another. Prophecy and Revelation. Wonder what that means. Just titles, huh? Yeah, I'm going to be studying forever if I'm not going to just put an end to the search. It's going to bug me though, but yeah, So when you have a knowledge and you go back over things, you're supposed to learn line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. Producing fruit, one precept at a time. When you go back, you see more as a result, because you've got a whole bunch more seeds from the fruit that you produced. So, having produced worlds of fruit, having gone into the ancient languages, I see a lot more than everyone. So, well, that's pretty much it. So the question that ex-foes do not want to answer, and likewise Mormons, is why then does the Book of Mormon condemn polygamy, and yet for some reason Joseph Smith all of a sudden says we're now practicing polygamy? He's still pushing the Book of Mormon, and yet he's doing it in secret. Brigham Young had to finally say, we're doing it in open. 1852. Really? So it was all a secret combination. Joseph Smith was in charge of it. And then all of a sudden, really? You have no clue about bad people who do bad things. Put thumbs down when they know the truth. So what good is in a prophet if no Mormon heeds his warning? Joseph Smith did nothing wrong. Brigham Young did it. I'll get rid of some of these papers. 33 minutes, 33 seconds.